Hey, this is Jerrelle Clarke, and you listen to the Interactive Interview.
Interactive Wrestling Radio.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Interactive Interview. We're here with Mr. 630, Jerrelle Clarke. Jerrelle, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
It's great to have you on the show. So the first question we have for you is, were you a wrestling fan growing up?
Yes, I was.
Who were some of your favorites at the time?
Leaving Lanny Poffo, Dynamite Kid, Jumpin' Jim Brunzell, everything I used to watch when I was a kid growing up, from old WWF to NWA Wrestling.
Did you, while watching it as a child, did you want to become involved in the business?
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. It was something I wanted to do ever since I was little.
How did you actually get involved? Who trained you?
I was trained by Jeremy McCullough in Baltimore, Maryland. I actually went up there, and I was actually coaching wrestling at a high school, and his son was one of the wrestlers there, and I just ran into him from there.
What can you tell us about your first match? Any nerves?
Oh, very, very nervous. Just going out, I think it was in front of about 90 to 95 people or so. Just ran out there. I actually wrestled my tag team partner, so at the time I was running a gimmick called Lil Baller, and he was running with the Cutthroat Bone, and he just took it easy with me. And the only thing that kept running through my mind was just, don't squash me.
One of the companies you work for is IPW Hardcore. How do you enjoy working for that company?
I love working for Ron. Ron's a great guy. Gave me a shot when I was running through as the Cutthroats with my partner. And, circumstances came and went, and I ended up going to a singles gimmick, which is Jerrelle Clarke. And I went back and started working for Ron, and, everything's just been on the up and up since then.
At Rage in the Cage 4, you made an absolutely amazing moonsault to the cage. What on earth made you do that? What went through your mind?
Oh, the moonsault. Absolutely everything went through my mind. From, are they going to be there to catch me, to what the hell am I doing up here?
Who came up with the idea? Was it your idea to do that sport? Or?
Yeah, actually, it was. Ron had brought me in. That was my singles debut on IPW. Ron had brought me in, and Rage in the Cage was the big show for IPW. And I didn't have a singles match, so I was just in the cage match. And it was just all the cruiserweights were coming off the top, doing something crazy, something sick. I just climbed up there, crossed my heart, kissed up, and just went for it.
Of course, you mentioned cruiserweights, and you've not only it's a sort of two-part question. The first part is kind of, you've wrestled many cruiserweights all over the country, and can you give some of your comments or memories on the best matches you feel you've had?
Okay. My favorite opponent out of all the cruiserweights I worked is Justice. We just gel together so well. I both have martial arts backgrounds. We could sit there and just go toe-to-toe, back and forth, flying left and right. We've gotten together so much. It's just, just amazing what we can put together. My next favorite opponent will have to be Naphtali. This man has a mind for the business. Probably about 90 pounds wet, but he can go with the best of them. Let's see. After that would be, I've just wrestled so many people. Wow. After that would be, I can't even remember. Oh, Steve Madison. Steve Madison. I only ran into him once or twice, but that's one of the most crisp, clean workers I've ever worked in my entire life. Very traditional, very ground-based, but he can also get up and go with the best high flyers around.
I've heard rumors that he's coming over to the UK for the ex-wrestling event in April, so hopefully if that goes through, that'll be definitely a showcase for the UK fans. The second part of my question was kind of tied into a later question we've got for you, but how do you feel that cruiserweights are represented in the WWE right now? Do you feel the way they're being represented could be improved, or?
I definitely feel they can be improved. I mean, they're showcased on SmackDown, and I mean, it's just only thing I see with the WWF is, or WWE, excuse me, is that they don't let them do what they want. I mean, I've seen Jamie Noble fly with the best of them, but in the WWE, he's grounded. Not grounded as, not really grounded, but I mean, they won't let them go and fly and do all the crazy stuff you would see at a local independent show. And I understand with the contracts and all, but it's just the mainstream WWE fans don't get to see what the local indie fans get to see all the time, which is some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
One of the things Jerry Lynn said when we interviewed him was that in the WWE they tell you not to outshine the main eventers. Do you think that's the case with the cruiserweights?
Quite possibly could be. I don't think it's my place to say that, since I haven't been in the WWE locker room. But I've seen Rey Mysterio do some of the most amazing things ever back in his ECW days in Mexico and WCW. But he's gotten to the WWE. He's still one of the greatest cruiserweights I've ever seen. But he just can't fly through the air. Or I think they might be holding him back. But again, like I said, it's not my place to say anything like that.
Talking about other companies you work for, you work for NWA Florida, and I myself am not completely familiar because I hadn't seen tapes of your stuff over there. So say someone like myself, if they were going to go out and try and get a tape of NWA Florida, what matches from Jerrelle should we look out for?
Well, IPW and NWA Florida ran together for the last 18 months or so, almost 2 years. So, I mean, if you look through any of the IPW tapes or DVDs from the past 2 years, more than likely it's a show with NWA Florida. So, I'm trying to think what would be one of my better matches with it. Would probably be a 5-way. Oh, actually, we put on a show down in Fort Lauderdale. That was the Last Man Standing. If you can get a hold of that one, that was one of the best matches I've ever been in. And also the Jeff Peterson Memorial Cup.
I was just going to move on to that. Do you have any comments on working with Tony Mamaluke there?
Oh, Tony Mamaluke was a great worker, very technical, very, very technical. I mean, this man, he just flows. He's just very smooth from one move to the next. You know what's coming, and it feels so comfortable as it happens. Very, very good worker.
One of the first times people got a chance to see you was on NWA TNA. What was your opinion of that promotion?
Oh man, I had so much fun. I've actually had 2 trips up there. The first trip up there blew my mind. I did an explosion taping with I worked Elix Skipper.
Right.
And I've just gotten to the back of the locker room, and just all everybody I've watched from the past, I don't know, say 4 or 5 years on WCW. ECW was back there, from Juventud to Conan to BGJ, everybody. And I was just walking around like a little kid, just mouth on the floor, and it just blew my mind. And the second time I went, I was on a pay-per-view. And I mean, that experience in itself, live, hot crowd, live TV, just get your energy pumping. So my heart, I don't know, just felt like it skipped like 10 beats every time I looked out into the crowd.
One of the people from that match, Sanjay Dutt, actually got a contract with NWA TNA from that. Was there any talks about you signing a contract with TNA?
No, not at this time. I mean, I would love to. Great place to showcase some high-flying X Division talent. But at this time, no, there wasn't no talks.
Daniel?
If anybody, say, I'm talking about contracts. Say, obviously, the two main companies that are offering contracts at the moment are, of course, TNA and WWE. But say one of them came along, say WWE came along first of all, would you sign a contract for a developmental contract with them?
I mean, it just depends on the situation. Developmental contract, doesn't guarantee that you're going to actually, get into or on television with them. I mean, it's exactly what it says, developmental. So, I mean, just a situation, and I mean, of course, I'll be honored to be presented with the contract from WWE. But I just have to sit back and look at it for a second.
But of course, considering NWTNA offering yearly, 2-yearly contract, some talent to sign, would you be in a position to sign a contract with them should they offer one, or do you have hopes that WWE could have come along and picked you up?
Oh, wow, that's a good question there. I'm very honored to be to have participated in TNA. Just the deal that they would present. If I was presented with both deals, I don't know which one I would take over which. But to showcase myself more, I would probably lean more towards NWA TNA, just because I like to get up and fly through the air. I like to just try my hardest to impress everyone I can with what I can do, and not be held down.
Of course, not only is your nickname Mr. 630, but of course that's your finisher. It's one of the most amazing moves showcased on NWA TNA, and that's quite a compliment considering the amount of X Division talent that has been showcased on the pay-per-views. But how on earth did you come up with the move, and what was it like the first time you actually performed it?
Okay, wow. I came up with the move. It's actually a timer for a front double in diving. For people who don't know my background, I was very athletic. I've been taking gymnastics since I was 4 years old. So about 24 years I've been doing that. I also did competition diving, and I have a wide background. So one day I was doing on a trampoline. I was doing timers for a front double or a front fliffus as well, which is a front 2.5 with a half twist. But I was doing those on the trampoline, and I just turned to my tag team partner at the time, which was and I just told him, it'd be cool if I could do this off the top rope. So probably about 3 weeks after that, I was at IPW right before a show, and we pulled out the crash pads, and my partner looked at me and he said, "Why don't you try that, that 1 3/4?" I just climbed up to the top, again, crossed to the sky, put my head between my legs, kissed my ass goodbye, and jumped. And I stood up afterwards. Okay.
Have you had any instance where that's nearly gone wrong, or have you been worried about performing at any point? Or?
Well, the worst injury I got from it was my dislocated thumb, but just taped it up and was back in business 2 weeks later. I mean, it's not that dangerous for the person taking it, but it can be dangerously wrong for me. Let's say my foot slips off the rope as I'm trying to turn. So we're trying to take off, I could come crashing down head first. So I try to use it as sparingly as I can.
Thus far in the business, what has been your worst injury?
Just the thumb itself. I mean, sprained ankles come up plenty, but I've had so many of those. Just take care of those right, and you'll be, I'll be pretty much fine. But yeah, just the thumb. That's about it.
We're going to roll into some word associations, if you don't mind. Basically, I'll give you a word, or my partner will give you a word and or a name, and either give a one-word answer, or if you've got a story or a thought on it that you want to give, then that's fine. Is that okay with you?
That's no problem.
First on the list is IPW Hardcore.
Great company when it was in business. Great company. Sad to see it. Sad to see it fold. But you know, just the rebirth of all the talent being adopted into NWA Florida. You know, just keeps the legacy going.
The next one is NWA Florida.
The sky's the limit. You know, just Joe has everything going for him. You know, from great talent to a great audience to a great name going across the United States.
Sanjay Dutt.
Amazing talent. Amazing talent. This man has so much charisma. It's scary. It's scary just to see how he can go out and electrify a crowd.
Lenny Poffo.
My idol. My idol. Man who got me thinking about wrestling since I was very little. Man who got me wanting to go out into the backyard and just do everything I possibly could do just to imitate him.
Jerrelle.
Jerrelle. Oh, amazing ability. Very technical, very crisp, very clean.
Ricky Steamboat.
Another man who I looked up to. You know, amazing matches with Macho Man. Just the way he can go out and just get the crowd behind him is just amazing.
How about Macho Man?
Macho Man. Very scary when he first debuted in my eyes when I was little. You know, I almost cried when he put that bell down on Ricky Steamboat's throat.
Jeff Jarrett.
A standalone man. He can sit up there, one of the most respected and also one of the most hated champs NWA's had.
Hulk Hogan.
Wrestling itself right now. Just the name alone is a household name. You know, anyone in America knows who Hulk Hogan is. So he's worldwide. That's all I can say on that.
How about this is the most successful promoter in the business, I guess you would say, Vince McMahon.
Genius.
All right, we got two more questions for you.
Okay.
All right, last question we've got for you. Oh, well, the second to last question, I should say. I'm having the hardest time today. The last, I can't talk. I give up. Dan, why don't you take it before I screw up more? Okay. All right. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I see myself doing what I love. You know, I love to perform. I love to entertain. You know, whether I'm doing it for NWA TNA, whether I'm doing it for NWA Florida, whether I'm doing it for WWE, as long as I'm out in front of a crowd, entertaining and doing what I love, and you know, that's exactly where I'm going to be. So whether it's under a huge contract or whether it's under a tent in front of 5 people, you know, that's what I love to do. That's what's in my heart. That's where I want to be.
And the final question is a kind of multi-question. First of all, do you have a message to your fans?
Yes, I do. You know, anybody who knows who Mr. 630 is, anybody who cares to watch a Mr. 630 match, anybody who's seen Mr. 630, you know, keep your eyes open. This next year is just going to be big, you know. I just feel it in my heart that, you know, I'm just going to be out and about, coming to an arena near you.
And the second part of the question is, do you have any message? How can fans contact you, and how can we'll find out about dates and whatnot, and how can promoters book you?
Okay. You can currently reach me at JerrelleClarke@yahoo.com, or for bookings, you can try inyourfacebookings.com. Alright, my website's going to be coming up soon. Actually, I have one out, JerrelleClarke.20m.com, but look in the future for Mr630.com.
Excellent.
All right, thank you very much. We really can't thank you enough for this interview, and stay tuned for more from the interactive interview.